during that time,
a little
actually.
bit.
Perfect. Oh, that's fine too. Great.
Okay.
Alrighty. I'm ready to go there. Okay. Alrighty.
Hello?
Let's go live in 5, 4, 3.
You're listening to the Converted Podcast, the podcast about the guild Convert to Raid on Airy Peak, US.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to episode 158 of the Converted Podcast, the World of Warcraft podcast all about the Convert to Raid guild on Airy Peak, US. Sal, why don't you tell us what the audience has in store this week?
In this episode, we have Blizzcon events with AIE, your converted shoutouts, all the guild haps, and Syreyne joins us from... Wait. Did I just say AIE?
That's right, Sal. You very much did. I am Barfolomew the Paladin, and we have Syreyne joining us tonight, best known for her participation in the AIE guild, which is Horde. Is that right?
No, I'm really here as an alliance in hiding.
I bet you are. Sneaky rogue like you.
That's right.
Turarts will not be joining us tonight, but she is with us here in our hearts today. However, we still do have to deal with Sal. How you doing?
Well, thanks a lot, Barf. I'm actually doing pretty good. So I have been farming impossible to see nodes to try to get a B mount. And it just is little itty bitty things you can barely see, but you try to pick up the thin jellies that I'm totally ready for. But I don't think you're ready for this jelly, Barf, because you probably haven't turned off your ground clutter all the way.
Is that the
Which
secret?
really,
Is that how you do
helps. It helps, but there's also these rabbits that are the same color as this jelly, and that does not help. So it reminds me of like farming those nether dragon things in Outland, in BC,
Mm-hmm.
where you're just like looking for and competing against other people to get these nodes. Back then there were like eggs or something, and you would turn them in. It's the same type of thing, except you're gaining reputation with like a queen bee.
Well, they also did that in
but
Mists, right?
Pardon me?
You had to do dragony things in order to acquire dragons in Mists. There was like a race or
Oh.
something. And
Oh.
eggs.
Yeah, that was kind of
That's
fun.
right.
They did do that.
Yeah, the little dragon pets, and then you got them out.
They bring back that collect all the little stuff on the ground mount every couple of expansions.
That is what this is. Collect stuff on the ground, and you got to be faster than everybody else. Yeah, I mean, these days it's not quite as bad because you'll get the node and then it'll still be there for a few seconds, but it's still going away after a little bit. So it's just, the thing is, it's hard to see. So anyone who's got tricks and tips about how to adjust the settings, it's probably I can adjust the like colorblind settings to try to
Ooh.
make this one color pop out or something, because it is not easy. And if you don't have like if you have a cheap monitor or something, you're just gonna hurt your eyes. But the thing is, this is something that is not time gated. You could do it all at once. Turn on critter names, says Tellenroyd, and turning on critter names does help you not to go after the bunnies. That's true, because the bunnies look like the nodes. That definitely helps as well. But if anyone has tips, and like what that setting is to make those nodes kind of pop out, let me know. But the big news is I killed a boss and it dropped a fez for my bee pet. A fez, a hat. That's a red hat for my bee pet.
Okay, now I want one of those.
Yeah. So there's a there's a rare that like roams around the coast on the north end of the of Storm Song. You don't want to try to kill him by yourself. That's definitely a group activity, right? But I mean, you don't need 40 people or anything. But it's not a one person situation. It wasn't. Anyway, you can imagine what happened to me when I tried. So we did this with like 10 people, and I'm like, here we go, and I got some like royal jelly or something, I don't know, some different kind of jelly that wasn't thin jelly, and you get some points for reputation. And then I'm like, hey, what's this? Oh, some transmog. I tried to click on it and it didn't work, and I'm like, what's going on? Oh, it's for your pet. It's for your bee pet. Your bee pet wears
Is it only for the bee pet?
Yes. It's kind of
Okay.
like, you know how the pugs have the pug pets, you can get like outfits for the pugs. It's kind of like that.
Okay.
Can you use it for both bee pets? The one
I
you
think it's
buy
for
from
any
the
bee.
vendor and the one that you like.
To my knowledge, there are 3 bee pets, but only 2 of them work for this particular event. And I believe that the Fez works on all 3 bee pets. But
Cool.
here's the deal. There's something that what's up, DK Rise in the chat room? Now, there's something that is important. And I was listening to Blizzard Watch podcast, and Ann Stickney said this, and I was like, "You're kidding me!" And it just blew my mind. So the idea is that you have already done all these like quest line in order to get a specific bee called Bumbles, and then you take this Bumbles bee pet to bury the beekeeper, and then like do a bunch of stuff. But then Ann Stickney said, or you can get it from the vendor at this Storm Song, the person who you can buy Storm Song stuff from. I'm like, I'm exalted with Storm Song.
The rep
No,
fella.
it's not. Pardon me?
Emissary.
With the emissary person. Yeah. So, and it's not Bumbles specifically, but the bee pet that they sell for 250 of those, pet coins works for this situation. And I was like, I'm not going to do a week-long quest line. And then suddenly that week-long quest line went away because I didn't have to, because I could use a different bee. So now I'm, I'll spend 20 minutes or so at a time, like squinting to find these little jelly nodes.
I really want the bee, but I'm not gonna like quest for it.
Well, no, it's just this time gate. I hate time gated stuff. It's like, oh, you can only do this much today, and then you have to come back. But from what I've seen, like once you start like getting this jelly stuff and turning it in, it's taken most people about a week to do. Me, I'm not spending that much time on it. I'm killing some bosses. There's events that there's bee events that you also don't want to do by yourself. You want to do it in a big group. What was that?
Bee vents.
Bee vents. There are bee vents. Yes, and you kill like waves of monsters, and you might get some rares, and you get some reputation from that too. Anyway, I am going to very slowly get the bee pet, but the fact that I've got a Fez on my I have the bee pet. I will very slowly get the bee mount, but I am so excited about this Fez that I've been talking about it for days. So it's the little things that make me happy, Barf. But darling, how are you doing?
I'm doing super duper good. I haven't really been in game a ton recently, but I gotta tell you, with besides the fact of everything I've learned about bees recently, and also all the stuff that they just announced for 8.3, I see logging in pretty regularly here pretty soon, because they dumped a bunch of stuff on us today that I'm kind of actually really excited to talk about. And yes. I think in order to have that conversation, we ought to really fully bring in our guest. Syreyne, since this is your very first time on The Converted, why don't you go ahead and tell our audience a little bit about who you are?
So, I am Syreyne, and I'm from AIE. So I started out on the Horde side with them, and I was made an officer, and now I'm one of the 3 WoW directors for all of WoW. Retail, not classic. And then we also recently branched into the alliance side. So AIE has an official retail alliance side, which we got to play with you guys with some activities a little while back. And so I'm the GM of the alliance side, organize everything over there, and then I'm the GM of some of our co-guilds on the horde side because we have split it up between the 3. So that's my in game, and I'm the raid leader for one raid team, raid member for another raid team. Um, and we're trying to do an alliance raid team. It's not working out so well. We don't have as many people as you guys do. You guys have way more. But sorry, my cat's over here poking me. But in real life, I work. I have 2 kids, both teenagers. My son just graduated high school, and my daughter is in orchestra and then Boy Scouts. She joined a girls' troop that we started here locally. So we've been spending a lot of time over the past 6 months camping out, merit badges, all that fun stuff. And not 2 weeks after we joined, I didn't get a chance to tell you guys this before the show started, but this was our first time to go to summer camp this year, and our troop actually was saving up money to go away for summer camp instead of doing it locally. And one of the other girls was going, and they said, "Oh, you just joined 2 weeks ago, but we need another girl to share a tent with this girl because that's what council requires for scouts." And so we forked over the money up front, and her and I got to spend over a week in Hawaii at summer.
Yo, I didn't even know
What?
Hawaii had a summer camp. That's awesome.
Yeah, so we got to go snorkeling in the ocean, do Polynesian festivals. We went to a luau. We actually got to spend the night on the USS Missouri in Pearl Harbor, and we got to go snorkeling with sharks in a cage. So that was our summer.
That's amazing.
Right on.
No, you
Yeah.
didn't tell us that before. I was like, yeah, mention the Boy Scout thing. The Boy Scout thing sounds cool. Yeah, and you're like, yeah, I'm just gonna tell the best story ever.
So yeah, we got to go have fun in Hawaii. That was pretty cool. But she earned, she's got 4 merit badges so far, and she just got tenderfoot and working on 2nd class. So pretty good.
Right on.
Yeah.
Yo, did they still make you do the 30-day exercise chart?
Oh yeah, yeah. She had to do that too. So she did her previous one, and then 30 days later we went to the park again and had to do another one. And now she's at the rank where she has to do it for 30 days. So she's in physical education stuff at school.
Yo, I don't mean to get, dark on this. I don't mean to go there, but F that 30-day exercise chart, man.
She was not looking forward to that part of it at all.
I think they call the badge tenderfoot because by the time you're done with it, you got tender feet. That's awesome. I didn't get a chance to do any shark snorkeling when I was in. That's already that's super cool.
That was probably a lot of people had fun with the Polynesian Festival and the luau, but I think the shark thing was probably my favorite. And then we took our GoPro, so she had it in the water in the cage looking out at the sharks, and then the captain of the boat had a separate GoPro on a stick in the water looking from the sharks through the sharks into the cage. So we have like 2 different points of view with the GoPros of the sharks all swimming around the cages.
That is so rad. Oh, okay. New podcast topic, guys. We're just gonna talk about Hawaii shark.
Yo, I'm here for that. Let's do it.
Well, Syreyne, I think a lot of people do know that back in the days, back in the old days, the CTR roots actually came out of AIE. 8 years ago or however long it was, and we've actually over the years done several, like functions, cavorted with the enemy as it is, as it was.
Frenemy.
Whether it be, I recall one time someone doing some kind of like naked run through somewhere to try to get to kill something. I don't remember what it was, and we were just there to on our level 90s or whatever it was to like go kill stuff
Oh
or
yeah, the
So
gnome
yeah,
thing.
I
we
think it was
have
gnomes.
we have a guild event that we do that started years ago, and it's called Running of the Beef because the first time they did it, they did Torrid, and so they made this joke about Running of the Beef. So over the years, we've kind of changed it, and we usually do a different WoW race every time we do it. There's usually some sort of theme. Um, one year we made polite fun of the guild leader at the time, like Theris, and everybody made male blood elf paladins, and there's usually something going on. But we got tired of doing Horde one, and we decided to do Alliance. And we got a hold of you guys, and we said, "Hey, we're going to be running little baby one gnomes through Alliance territory. Do you guys want to come shoot all the big stuff that's going to try and kill us?" And you guys came out and had a bunch of fun with that, and so that was really cool. And um, I don't want to step too much out of turn, but I think Turarts and I are working on one go, another joint effort. So when that comes out too.
You heard it here first. It is confirmed that Turarts and Syreyne are working on a joint effort for more in-game activities. The thing is, I'm not putting a date on it. I'm not putting what it is, but I can say with some authority,
Some authority.
CTR and AIE will join forces online again sometime in the future.
Well, we just did Coop not that long ago.
That's true.
And we talked to the Horde. So one of our counterparts on the Horde side, he's one of my raiders, and he runs Coop for AIE. And him and I were talking about this epic thing. Now that AIE has an alliance guild, we should do this epic Coop, because Coop is where AIE does their super secret, kill the alliance leader stuff. And I said, well, we should do one on the alliance side at the same time and the same day, and see how well that turns out. So he thought we were going to defend, and we totally kept it on the down low and said, no, we're not going to defend. We're going after the Horde leaders at the same time. Unfortunately, our alliance side is not strong, so we called CTR, and you guys came out, and we had a whole raid going, and we got all the Horde leaders down at the same time they were doing the alliance leaders, and it was a lot of fun. So
the best part about that was how it was supposed to be super secret.
That was the one that we spilled the beans on, wasn't it?
Accidentally spilled the beans on it.
And Turarts just announced it on the show, and I was like,
like, no, stop. No.
It's like, Turarts.
Just a secret
I was
between
at that
us
meeting.
and the listeners.
In the
that was funny. That was I about died laughing that night.
You were in the chat room that night.
I was in the chat room. Yeah, I wasn't on the show, but I was in the chat room. That was so funny. Funny.
I died. We talked about this. Not even in chat, with voices. We were on a call. Honey,
like, no, don't say that.
So don't tell anybody, but this is what we're gonna really do. That was fun. That was one of my favorite Turarts moments. I wouldn't trade her for anything.
And she's not here to defend herself.
Oh, I'll make fun of her to her face. I'll text her. What's up?
By the way, we're talking about you on the show. I hope you're listening.
I'm sure she will. But before we get started, okay, we have like all this BlizzCon stuff to talk about. Okay, so the spoilers, right? CTR and AIE have done stuff in game together. We're gonna do stuff in BlizzCon together too. But before we get into the nitty gritty with the real tea on what's going on with that, I want to talk about what you guys think about what was announced literally today, hours ago. Ian Hazzakostas put out an 18-minute video just laying down what's going to happen in 8.3. Was anyone shocked to see that this video happened? Barf?
I mean, the contents are great. Like, I knew that. I mean, we kind of discussed this a little bit in pre-show. We kind of all figured there would be some thing that would come out before BlizzCon actually hit. But I mean, there was a lot in this, more than I expected.
Sure. So we just went on such a long time without like anything to like grasp onto, and everyone was like going, "Oh, there's not going to be an 8.3," and but people just saying that because everyone knew there's going to be 8.3.
There hadn't
right?
ever been an 8.3 before, so
That was the first time for
that's
everything.
correct.
I was just surprised they announced as much as they did, because it seemed to me like with BlizzCon around the corner, they would have saved some of that for like some big reveals at BlizzCon or something.
Well, no, that's just it. They're going to announce something else really big at
I
BlizzCon.
hope. We hope.
yeah,
What do you
really.
mean, we hope?
They better. No, I don't know.
If they weren't going to announce the next expansion, they wouldn't have announced what they did today.
Yeah, they would have sat on this for sure.
Yeah. So that's what everyone pretty much assumed was going to happen. Like we're going to have an expansion announcement, and then a few weeks before BlizzCon, there's going to be like a video where they talk about 8.3, and then a week after that, the PTR is going to go live. Then a couple weeks after that, there's BlizzCon. We're going to talk about the next expansion. So,
and I mean, some of the stuff that was in the video, we kind of saw coming anyway, right? Like, oh, there's going to be another instance. Okay, fine, great.
Right.
There's going to be, more heritage armor coming out. Okay, yeah, we've been getting that kind of on a steady clip. That's fine too. The introduction of some new allied races. I don't know if that was like a groundbreaking surprise, but it was a fun, like, oh yeah, great, we're finally getting the Vulpira that I know that the Horde have been asking for, literally since day one.
But I didn't expect that to actually, them to announce that we were going to get the allied races. I expected them to announce, the next raids and, all that information. But that one kind of threw me, because I was like, whoa, what?
That's right. I guess it had been like figured out a long time ago that Vulpira, I can't say it.
The Fox people.
Thank you. Because they had these animations and stuff, and they had all this stuff that they had figured out a long time ago that this was going to happen. So when Ian Hazukosta said it today, he said, and surprise, Vulpira will be the next Horde. And then he announced the Mechanomes. See, none of these are surprises or all that hard. They're just reskins of what we already have. The goblin form and the gnome form. Great. I like Mechanomes. I'll probably roll one just to have one. We'll see. I'm not replacing my Draenei Shaman with it, but I dig it. We're happy that the Worgen got top hats, right?
Yes.
I mean, that's if that didn't happen, there'd be rioting in the street, in my opinion. The Worgen needed top hats. But the biggest thing that they talked about was, as Navox in the chat room says, we're going to fight the old gods in our non-old god expansion. Yeah, so
Let's go get 'em.
And Zoth is going to be the last raid boss of this expansion, which we were basically told at the end of the Ashara fight. And
taking
I'm
down
not sure
gods before in this game, I'm not worried about it. Let's go get them.
Okay, so that was not a surprise. Okay, I'm not surprised by this next thing, but this next thing is more exciting to me. We're gonna actually go to Nyalotha, and that's something we were shown 2 years ago or a year and a half ago, or whenever the Warbringers stuff came out. So that's pretty good. We got like a shot of Nyalotha in the Ashara Warbringer, and now we're actually going to go there. To me, that's awesome.
You heard it here first, folks. Sal is excited for the underwater instance.
Wait.
She was dancing in her seat, man. She's wiggling around and just excited to go there. She's going to swim through all the hallways. She's going to look around for treasure and go, I'm going to look above myself, and then look above herself in the water for the treasure. She's like, I can tell. The look on her face, she is stoked, man. 12 out of 10.
You mock my pain.
What? It's
So
gonna
you
be
mean
fun.
I'm not the only one who hates the underwater boss
No, don't worry.
fight?
You're firmly in the majority.
Okay, good.
I don't know why.
Just checking.
I've never known why.
I
Whatever.
don't.
It's fine.
Barf is like the only person who digs on. Like he even likes it back for like Mario.
Oh,
Yeah. What's
So,
wrong with
like,
Mario underwater levels?
One
so the
1.3
behemoth,
Works
right?
of art.
He's all into it.
Explain to me how we can mount and repair at the behemoth, but we can't eat underwater. But you can mount underwater, but you can't eat underwater. And
You can eat underwater
Like,
in
why-
this year. Can't you?
yeah, but not. You know what? I don't think you can. I think you have to be up in the ship in the air pocket. I don't know if you can actually out in the open. Good question.
Hmm.
Anyway,
Now, people in the chat room are talking about best underwater zones, and really, the better question is ranking the worst. IMO. Okay, so we've got this. We've also got, so we've definitely have a raid tier, but there's also is content that can be single player or multiplayer. It could be like up to 5 if people playing in this content, and that or you can do it yourself. That's pretty cool. And the reason we're doing that content is to grind stuff for your very brand new legendary cloak.
Sweet.
wait.
Is it
didn't we
gonna
do
be
this
at-
once before?
What? Wait a minute. We've done legendary cloaks before. No.
Yeah, we've
so,
done legendary weapons before too, Sal.
I mean, so we're all. So you get a cloak, and you get a cloak, and you get a cloak.
Well, so the
And
last
why are we
cloaks
getting
they
cloaks?
the last cloaks they did, it was an entire expansion's worth of work to get this thing up and running.
That's
It
true.
was you had to do and you had to do a little bit of every kind of end game content. Like you had to do a little bit of PvP, you had to do a little bit of daily questing, you had to do a little bit of the rep grind, the dungeons, the 5-mans, the raids. You had to do a little of all of it, and that was awesome to me. I thought that was really cool. A way to
I
do
actually
that.
liked it. The fight with Rathion to get the final like version of it was hard. It was really hard. You earned that cloak, man.
Oh,
And I liked
right.
it.
I don't remember that one as strongly because I wasn't a DPS player at the time. But yeah, there was. I remember like you had to deal with like the crane, did a whole bunch of stuff, and you had to do like a big healing thing. It was like a whole
The
deal
crane was for healers,
Yeah.
and then was it the ox? You had to do something with the ox for tanking.
for tanking. I think yeah. Yo, Sprout.
And then the tiger was yes or something.
Frog Sprout in the chat room says Rathion's only good at tailoring, it seems. That's right. The reason why we're doing cloaks is because Rathion. Because he's really good at cloaks, apparently. Was the joke that Ian made in the video today.
Well, if he's so good at tailoring, where's my legendary bag? Rathion?
Oh, yay,
Legendary
they gave
bag?
us a backpack that goes from 16 to 20. Can we replace that with something else now?
Legendary bag?
Right? Exactly.
All in favor?
Listen, if we had
Me,
a,
I
if
second
we had
that.
a bag of holding, then we would just fill it up. We would just have just junk. The best thing that they did for our bag space was the bank tab for the reagents and
Yeah, that was
stacking
really good.
past 20. Yeah, but reagents for real.
Yeah,
Anyway.
Yeah. No.
Well, the other reason we're having a cloak is not just Rathion, but we're also going back to the Veil of Eternal Blossoms.
To fix it finally, right?
Well, no, it's been fixed. It's been fixed, and 8.3 is fixed. Oh, but they're going to destroy it again.
Why didn't they bring me out there to help them fix it?
Because you helped destroy it in the first place.
No. I'm a shaman.
That
I
was
make
Jade
rain
Forest.
happen. Rain comes, grows the grasses.
The Veil of Eternal Blossoms has been just screwed since Mist of Pandaria, right? And I think at one point they like healed a tree a little bit. I don't know,
Mork did
but
that.
now it's going to be bright and shiny, except the old gods are back and they're gonna take over Available Eternal Blossoms and screw it up again.
Well, we killed them the last
But-
time they did that, so let's just again.
I think that's the point. But it was also confirmed that in the future it will be intact and just as beautiful as it was the first time we walked in.
Until we
That's cool.
screw it up again, right?
Some
Because that's
orc
how
did
it
that.
usually works.
That was
Oh, so
That
you're
weren't me.
saying it was our fault,
weren't
not
me.
your fault.
Bear Kitty, oh my gosh, in the chat room just reminded me. Oh my god. Yeah, my farm has not been tended in quite a while.
a lot of weeds, a lot of vermin,
Oh,
probably.
listen, dog is probably pretty mad at me.
Nah, dog is fine.
He
Dog's
can-
a good
he can
boy and he's
scratch
fine.
for food, right? No?
Can you still fruitlessly kill the Shaw of Anger?
Easily.
Here's my epic fail. The first time I saw Shaw of Anger, I didn't realize he was a world boss. It's like, oh, look, a rare.
Really tall, rare. Let's go get him.
I don't know, man. And I did that, and someone was standing there, and I was like dead, and I was running back, and then someone whispered me, and they were just standing there, and whispered me, he says, "You know that's like a 40-man raid, right?"
Hey, did you get him?
This was at the very beginning of the expansion. Like, I had maybe dinged twice out of 10 times or whatever it was. Like, I was a baby. And yeah, that person's like, so, like, next time. That was great. Okay. But the real news in 8.3, the biggest news that they've been talking about doing for years, multiple expansions. I've been disappointed because I haven't had an auction house change since Classic, literally.
Very
We're getting
interested to
an
see how
AH
this all
overhaul.
rolls out.
Oh my gosh. They're totally getting rid of like single stacks for like anything really. And I loved how in this video Ian Hazukosa was like, we're getting rid of single stacks because literally nobody likes them. And it's been a very long time coming. The game is 15 years old, and this is the first auction house overhaul. So here we go. We're getting the AH, a new AH. I'm very, very happy about that.
I think I would be more excited if I actually played the AH, but I don't. So I'm probably the worst WoW player ever. I don't play the AH. I don't do dailies. I don't have grind rep. I don't know.
You know,
I
I
just
wouldn't
putz
say that
around.
I play the AH. I mean, I don't either, but I buy stuff from it if I need it. And right now it's an unwieldy mess.
Yeah, it's
So
it's
I'm
functionally not usable unless you're running Auctionator at least.
yes.
You know, it's like the hardest part of Classic for me right now. Genuinely.
Oh, okay, DK Rise says the first change was merging them. That's true because
Yeah,
you
they
had
used to
the-
be separate ones.
the
Yeah.
Horde and Alliance.
Good call.
Yeah.
And having
okay,
them in
the-
like
the
multiple cities
only-
at once.
The only joined one was the one in Booty Bay or something,
Booty
wasn't
Bay.
it? I used to have to keep a tune parked there, and then my DK did the silly Blood Cell Admiral, and then they hated her. So, and then, okay, so sorry. Quick aside, funny story. So back in Legion, when they had the mailbox where you could get Katie Stamp Whistle, the part of that quest line is you have to trade something to a goblin. Apparently, if you are hated by the goblins because of Blood Cell Admiral, you cannot finish that quest line. I found that out the hard way.
Yep. I stayed away from that. Listen, all of that mess is absolutely on purpose. So, yeah, have fun with that.
Thanks. Thank you. I appreciate it.
So that's our 8.3 analysis today.
Quick
There's
update.
so much more. There's so much more that's been data mined. If you like to go and get massive spoilers, you absolutely can. Because I don't mind spoilers, but I'm not gonna like spout out a bunch of spoilers to people on air. Never would I do that. There's some crazy big spoilers, story wise, that'll tell you like what's going on. And go ahead and read literally any website that talks about WoW news, and you'll be able to see text that was found that was data mined. And to me, it was pretty interesting, and I liked it, and I would love to talk to you about it. Outside of public view. So, spoiler: it all ends one day. Oh, sorry. Barry Kitty is talking about Classic and how much they really liked it. Anyway, so Syreyne, the reason we asked you to come on is because yes, you're someone that we've worked with before and we've had fun with before, and you're definitely someone we want to talk to. But BlizzCon's coming up.
Yes, it is.
In like a month, like almost exactly a month.
It is, and I got an email yesterday, so my husband got me the virtual ticket for my birthday. Woo! Bonus, right?
Right on.
Bonus. Did you get your stuff already?
I claimed it. I have not had a chance to log into WoW yet. But in my defense, he buys me the virtual ticket every year for my birthday, so I just keep collecting all the little things.
Oh, so it's not a surprise, but it's still sweet. It's still
That's
relevant.
Right.
It's still
right.
something that you'll absolutely use and want. So
I am so ready to try the little pajama type transmog on one of my characters.
Awesome. I need to put it on a gnome.
Yeah,
I want to see what those big feet look like on a gnome. It just occurred to me. Or a goblin.
Maybe that's why I'll put it on my goblin.
What happens if you put the big feet on trolls? Do their
These
already big dumb feet stick out of the bottom?
No.
With their weird back of the foot toenail that they got?
I don't know, but I do know that it covers up Tauren feet.
Does it? You know how rare it is to find a transmog that actually covers the hooves?
This one does.
What about Draenei?
There you go.
They got hoofers on there too.
It covers
I don't know.
What?
No, I don't.
I love it.
Okay, we all just learned something totally cool. All right.
There you go. There you go.
I'm gonna log into that right now. And he's wearing them.
Oh, look at that. Leo Wild says, I put the Wendigo costume on a Volpera in Wowhead dressing room, and the screenshots of that ended up on the T&E. Is that the Taliesin and Evitil thumbnail? That's great. I need to check that out. I love it. DK Rise in the chat room says the only mog that covers Tauren hooves and troll toes. There you go. This is great. It's absolutely silly. It's the silliest thing ever, and I love it. It's perfect. Also, the pets are cool. The pets that have their own pets.
Right? That's a first, too. The pets with their own
having
pets.
their own pets?
Yeah, it's a petception.
To my knowledge, it's the first time, yeah. But so, every year at BlizzCon, as a guild in CTR, we've done some kind of like meetup or something. We used to have these crazy convert to raid parties, right? That were massive and expensive and took 30 people, 40, 50 people to plan. And we had to do did fundraising and all this stuff. We're not doing that, okay? But last year, we did organize a bunch of meetups at the con, and it was Barf. What'd you think about those meetups last year?
They were great, man. I had a great time with those. There was a great big variation in what kinds of different things we all went and did. There were a bunch of groups that went just you know what, we're all going to get together, hang out in the Hilton for 10 minutes, just wait for everybody to show up, and we're all going to go get our badges together. like little things like that. Or we're all going to go out to a restaurant, or we're all going to go to this panel, or we're all going to go up to the Dark Moon Fair together, or whatever. And the goal was partially to establish that, CTR presence, like, hey, we're here at the convention, we're doing cool stuff, come hang out with us. It was also partially born out of, I remember when I first went, the first time I went to BlizzCon, I went by myself. And when you go with a group of people, you kind of have that guarantee, socially speaking, that the people who you went with are kind of obligated to hang out with you, at least a little. If you go by yourself, you have to like find and attach yourself to an already established social group, which can be very scary. That's not easy to do, man. For a lot of folks, that's like really rough. And I was really nervous that like I was going to feel like I was intruding on group's good time or whatever. First of all, didn't feel like that at all. Very, very, very welcoming group we got going on. But more than that,
of course,
I know that that's a real thought that probably if I had it, other people had to have had it as well. So I was like, all right, this can be a really great way for someone who is in CTR or is a member of the community or is like tangentially a member of the community or whatever else to go there and go, you know what? This group has explicitly said, we're all going to go do this together. Come hang out with us. And it can be as simple as going and getting your badge and meeting a couple of people and then maybe, oh, you know what? We should do lunch later, or we should hang out at the convention later, or where are you going to be tomorrow night, or whatever. Like to start establishing those friendships and getting the ball rolling on the whole social interaction portion of the convention. All of that sort of jazz. So in the same spirit, we're going to be doing a bunch of stuff locally in Anaheim at the convention, both on the show floor and out in, like the Hilton and the other hotels and maybe local restaurants and that sort of thing. But in addition, we're also planning on like an online presence, right? Sai, can you speak a little bit more on that?
Yeah, so AIE kind of did the same thing that you guys did. We used to do like a town hall meetup location, and we would rent a room, and we had a conference center, and people could come in and out throughout the day. And this past year, they kind of did, let's do some more smaller meetups and everything else. So we kind of did the same thing you did, where we had some meetups outside with the food trucks, and we had some inside, and we had some at the hotel. And then, so we started talking with you guys, and we said, hey, wouldn't it be cool if we joined forces and we actually got together and CTR and AIE met up at the same time in the same places? And so while we were having this conversation, there was a whole group of us from CTR and AIE going on. We were like, well, what about those with the virtual tickets? So Turarts and I are like, we should do meetups for people with the virtual tickets. So that's what we're going to do is we're going to be hosting online meetups in Discord and figure out, we're going to figure out, do we do them in CTR's Discord, AIE's Discord, how we're going to do that? Do we do one and one another? But what we're going to do is we're going to set up like, okay, during this panel, we're going to have a meetup online. Everybody get in voice comms. We're all going to hang out. We're going to talk about what's going on in the panels, what's just happened, where we can all watch our virtual tickets at the same time and, talk about what's going on. And I know one of the big ones that we want to do is on when they do the costume contests and they do all the contests and the different things that they do on Friday nights, because Saturday is always the concert. So we want to have a big meetup presence online for everybody to watch the contests and stuff together during that time. But there's always going to be the WoW panels and things like that going on, and so there's going to be other game panels. So we'll set up, some other ones once we find out what some of the other panels are going to be. We'll do some more meetups and set up some other ones. But the biggest one for sure is we're going to do the whole costume contest, and where they have all the everything that they're going on for Friday night. Um, I don't know. Have they announced what the concert's gonna be? Because last year they kinda said, "Hey, we're gonna do 3 bands and you get to pick, which one you wanna go to." So I'm not sure if they're gonna do something similar this year again, or if they're gonna go back to one, band playing, but we might do another one on Saturday night for people that are, listening to concerts and stuff. And checking out how cool, the band playing is. But that's kind of where we're going. We felt like, the people that have the virtual ticket who either can't afford or didn't get BlizzCon tickets, they don't get the chance to meet up with everybody that's going to BlizzCon. And we kind of felt like, you know what, we need to have our own meetups where the people who can't go can still hang out with people from these guilds and all these people and have fun with everybody. So that's kind of what we're doing. I think it's going to be a lot of fun. I'm looking forward to it. So
Me too. So, um,
I know I kind of spewed that out at everybody.
no, I
but
loved it. Thank you. No, and that's just it. So, I said this on Twitter today, right? And I said my favorite part of planning these kind of events is that we have a group of folks. It's not just like me, Barf, and Syreyne planning these things. We've got like a group of volunteers who, I mean, they're volunteering to hang out, is what they're doing, right? But
Right.
we have a group of people who are passionate about number one, making sure no nerd is left without a friend at BlizzCon. No nerd left behind, right? And number two, those celebrating BlizzCon at home have people to geek out with too.
Right.
So it's a community. It's a vast group of people who want to purposefully hang out and purposefully, commune together over this thing that we're all excited about. So when I see in the chat room right now, let's see, is Justice? I'm not sure. Is it, this is my first year going by myself to BlizzCon with no plans whatsoever. And I'm like, listen, honey, we're about to give you some plans right now. Right now.
Hang out with us.
That's just it. We have sorry, the chat room's cracking me up tonight. I'm sorry. The chat room is pretty lit. Okay, I'm going to say that. It's been a very active chat room this evening, both with CTR and AIE folks. So just to give you a taste, and we don't have too much of a like total schedule planned, because some of the, especially the online activities, have to, do kind of depend on like what's actually going on at the con and what time
Right.
different things are happening. And the same thing with a few of the IRL events like in Anaheim. But I'll give you a taste. So the very first time, so people who are getting there like ultra early, I know that Barf, you're getting there on Tuesday.
Yep.
Ash will be hosting people at Bottle Logic or Dubliner, in Anaheim. Now, Ash, who is one of our top tier officers in the guild, is he basically just wants to go to a bar and he wants to have people there, right? So he's going to be
community.
there for community. So the idea is that he's going to. Okay, Anaheim has all this like, okay, it's Disneyland and all this, and all this tourist cool stuff, and it is good, right? But there's also like real people who live there and go to like real places for like people who live there. So he wants to go to a cool place in Anaheim for locals, and he's like, join me. I'm gonna be here at this time. Please come say hi to me, and there'll be people. Evelani will be the raid leader, is what we're calling her, for the next night on Wednesday. We did this last year, and a whole load of people, like more than 20 people, it got to like 30 people, and then people were coming and going. A lot of people came. We just went to like the breweries in like in Anaheim. And what's there's Wasabi Burger right there that we kind of like ate at, or anyway, and there's a brewery right there.
That was Packing District, wasn't it?
Packing District. Thank you. I'm going to actually change this in our spreadsheet. Yes, there's a spreadsheet because
there's spreadsheets. I mean,
district. Okay, the Packing District is actually something I look forward to every year. It's totally. It's not far away, but it's not really walkable. You're taking your Uber, but it's getting out of the kind of Disney convention craziness and going into just something kind of cool. and it's big and nice. So that's Wednesday. But then Thursday is Halloween. And Thursday's the day that most people get in. I'm getting in on Wednesday, but most people get there on Thursday, right? And this is when you pick up your badge, get your little name tag going on and get ready for the con. So we're going to have badge groups. Like folks like just meeting at the Hilton Hotel, which is on the Anaheim Convention Center property, which is right there. And the idea is just to go get your badge. There's not a real activity there, but except maybe meeting someone, shaking hands, and on purpose hanging out to get a badge, and then maybe talk to each other and learn someone's name, and or like, hey, I don't know where to go to get my badge. Hey, we did this last year. Those badge groups last year were popular.
Yeah, they were packed.
You were a raid leader for a badge group last year, weren't you?
Yeah, I think ours was, oh shoot, I don't remember which one we did. It might have been one of the more later in the day ones, and it wasn't as busy, but there were still like a bunch of people came out and they were like, yeah, we're gonna all go together, right? All right, let's go. It was a great time. And
the best thing, or there's some people going, hey, like I'm just I don't know, it's my first time. My name's Bill or something,
I'm new
like
here. I don't know where to
hey! Go. It's just these little badge groups. Oh my gosh! Stop the presses. Tellenroyd just got a little princess cap for the bee.
A tiara?
There's
wow.
more than one cap. Tellenroyd, I need you to princess? Message me on Twitter every time something like this happens. I need everybody here to message me on Twitter every time something like this happens. This is crazy. Frog Sprout, who's in the UK, so if you want someone with a cute accent, he'll almost certainly be one of the raid leaders for a badge group. And he said that there was about 10 people that came with him there. And Tiber says getting badges is much more fun in a group. I agree.
Truth. Because
sometimes there's a line and you're standing in line. Although the lines are way more manageable than they were like 6 or 7 years ago. I promise you. And look at this. CTRraids is considering renting a car. Honey, Uber is all I got to say about that. There's also top hats. I'm going to die. I am going to die. Sorry, I'm just like squirrel. Yeah, most of what you can do at BlizzCon, you can walk to, unless like you're like me in past years where you're physically disabled. This year I'm gonna be able to walk anywhere I want, but I'm still gonna take an Uber because I don't want to sweat, and I've got new makeup. So there you go.
Oh, see, you gotta save the makeup.
Okay, what you don't know, Syreyne, what everyone else knows, is that I had a back surgery last April. And before the back surgery, I was like limping around, and Barf can tell you, I was just like,
she's taking a cab to go across the street. It was real bad. It was real bad.
And now I'm gonna be able to dance. I can do whatever I want.
That's exciting.
Oh yeah, getting my micro discectomy was the best decision I've ever made. Still paying for it though. That's definitely happening. But God, changed my life. Anyway, so this is Halloween, right? What's going on Halloween? Con Before the Storm. Con Before the Storm. I've got my badge right here because I'm a backer, right? And I'm gonna get all my stuff. Got all kinds of stuff because I backed this on Kickstarter. So there's a group that's going to like meet at Con Before the Storm, and it's not like you have to meet. It's just someone going, hey, I am here. And I would like to hang out with people. You can show up, maybe make a friend. On Friday, we're going to do a group photo. There's going to be folks, TBA, as far as times go, because we don't know the schedules yet. There's a few times we're going to go for food. We're going to do stuff on Saturday as well. Mew Cow from AIE.
Yeah.
I mean, he's also in CTR, but he's more of a horde guy. He's more on your side.
We can share them. It's okay.
he wants to do something at the Sheraton actually on Saturday. And then somebody wanted to do a hangover meetup on Sunday morning, but I don't have a name next to it yet. So we'll see. We'll see how that goes. But you know, to be honest, this whole idea with AIE and CTR coming together on in this thing, this was me and Mew Cow drunk at Con Before the Storm and sitting down on chairs and like, oh, I'm so tired and drunk. You know what? And it was like, these badge groups were great. We got like 15 people going to get their badges together, and Frog Sprout like met all these people, was awesome, you know. And then he's like, oh, you know, AIE and CTR should do a thing. And then we got other people involved, and then all the huge big plans that we had, none of those came through because they all cost money and time. But this,
More money than time. Yeah.
time is money, my friend.
That's right. Gotta have
To
the
me-
goblins in there.
That's what they say.
The purpose of this, like, we're not doing anything special here. We're not planning a party. There's no costumes. I mean, I'm probably gonna have a costume, but there's no costumes involved. There's no like high-priced bartenders. There's no renting a room.
Oh, I
Page the
assure you, there will be
Wi-Fi.
high-priced bartenders, but we're not supplying
Pardon
them.
me? Oh, no, they will exist. But this
I'm
time
aware.
around, I don't have any kind of obligation to ask people not to bring their own booze, because it's not going to bother me. It's not my deposit on the party. But to me, what we're doing here is, like I said before, is purposeful community. And this time, our friends over on the Horde are going to join us, and I'm so happy for that.
We're happy too, because we want to join you guys and do lots of stuff and have fun. It's more fun when there's more people. I mean, the more people you get together, I mean, CTR, AIE, we're both all like-minded people. You guys just prefer the Alliance, where we prefer the Horde. But beyond that, it's a group of people that all have the same thoughts and goals and things that we are doing in our guilds that, you know, both sides are doing. And it just seems like a natural fit to come together. And this is just more people that we can hang out with, have fun with, do things with, and have a good time. And that's what we're trying to do. We're building this community of people to get together and just have a good time with everybody. So you have somebody to hang out with and somebody to do something with, and meet new friends and new people and that sort of thing. So that's that's really a nice part, to do all this stuff with everybody, and having a community like you guys who are willing to work with a community like us, and be
Community
like
like you.
like us. It is something like you. It's all good.
AIE is pretty organized.
Yeah, we try hard, and there's lots of spreadsheets because Tetsemi likes his spreadsheets. But other than that,
Oh, no, we're thrilled to be working with you this year, and I am especially excited about these online events. We didn't do official online events last year. I don't know why.
I
Or
don't
maybe we
know if
did,
any
but there was
people
only a
just didn't
few.
really like. We had people, and we were trying to encourage people to be in our Discord and just kind of like hang out in the channel and come and go. But there was never really any like set time to say, hey, we're just gonna purposefully try and get as many people in the channel to watch this panel. And so we didn't really do that. I mean, there's people floating in and out, during the day and everything. But I don't know why. I don't know why. It just seemed like the natural thing to do is we're having all these meetups in Anaheim. Let's have all these meetups online. But just for some reason, it was like we had an epiphany, and we're like, hey, let's do it this time, and we're gonna start it. So, and I added one to your spreadsheet. I did. I added an online meetup to your spreadsheet. I don't know if you could tell.
Entire con.
I like Overwatch, so I want to host one during Overwatch finals, so we
That's
can
a
all
great
watch the
idea.
finals together. So
That is
yeah.
a fantastic idea.
See?
Yes.
We can all watch the finals and get excited to see who wins.
Oh, yeah. Because I don't think Turarts would be. I mean, she would go and she'd be like, "Yeah, yay, team, over, whatever." But I don't know that she'd be so excited about or care about the team so much. Um, so we have this amazing resource who is Turarts, right? And she is so hyped, and she's so smart, and she's so talented, and she like gets people together so well. And for the past many years, she's always been our like online, presence at BlizzCon, and this year's no exception. And to me, she's really stepping up this year, and I'm thrilled to have you involved in that too.
Well, I'm thrilled to be involved, and I'm glad you guys let us, stuff with you guys. I'm glad you guys invited me to come on the podcast. And well, we talked about it before. We'll have to return the favor. I'll have to talk to the powers that be on the AIE podcast and have you guys on so we can do that and
Barf
talk
and I
about all the
love the
things.
attention.
It's true.
It's the red headphones, right? I mean, that sets everything off, right?
The red headphones, these were just the cheaper ones. They actually hurt my head. They're tight.
Oh.
You can't really see, but I've got green hair too.
I don't know if you could tell, but I just had purple highlights done just in time for Halloween. So
I did notice that. It's
yeah.
actually quite great with your complexion.
Thank
It
you.
was that I didn't say a little while ago. I'm actually going to get my hair redone before BlizzCon. I've got it booked. It cost a lot of money to do that in New York, to be honest, because I'm in New York City.
Wow.
Yeah. Anything that cost anything anywhere else is double the price, and that's what you got in New York. So, but I'm gonna be more green.
Nice.
We'll see, or just like freshly greened.
Freshly green. I tried
Freshly
blue
green.
one time, and blue didn't turn out so well for me because it turned kind of teal and green, and then it kind of went to like this yellowish green color because it faded out, and I was like,
Oh, that's what happens.
yeah, I'm not gonna stick with that color this time, so I went with purple.
No. That's just what happens. You have to redo it all the time.
See, but I only do it like once every other year or something, so it's always a surprise for my boss at work. I come in and he's, oh, okay, so it's
With
different this
creative
day.
colors, you have to redye. You have to continuously redye. Yeah. Anyway, we can have that conversation offline.
That's true.
Like I can talk for a long time about.
Marf is over here, like just looking around, like, okay.
Someone very near and dear to Barf also has creative colored hair.
It's purple right now with streaks in it.
So, okay.
It's the cat, right? The cat.
No. We don't dye the cats.
I was waiting for the response to that. Oh, Lordy. Anyway, but so yeah, some of the online stuff we can't really plan until we get some sort of a schedule. We don't know what all the different. I mean, obviously you're gonna have WoW panels and Hearthstone and all the different panels, but So we have for the costume contest and everything, and then definitely want to do one for.
I'm sorry.
I want to do one for Overwatch, but
sorry, I was like motioning to Barf, and I think I might have like thought you were motion. Anyway, I was nodding furiously at Barf. I was nodding to him, and I forgot that like everyone else in the world could see me. It has no idea why I was going no. Oh, this is the best. This is the best.
Edit for content.
Yeah, if you think I'm editing this out, I don't know. Hey, no. Barf, the answer is no. I actually have all the information for to part 3 of our podcast.
Yep.
Okay.
I saw that. I was just confused by your instruction.
Okay, why don't you bring it on home?
Well, obviously, Sai, you've been a tremendous guest. Thank you so much for everything that you've brought to the show. I want to know if you have any shout-outs.
Any shout outs?
Yeah.
Okay. I have to give a couple shout outs to my raid teams because they're pretty awesome. So we have DOA, which is Dojo of Awesome. That's my main alliance.
Nice.
We have Better Late Than Never, which I'm missing tonight, and they're trying to do Mythic, so I apologize to those guys. And then my Alliance raid team, we decided to go with the name Hell Froze Over because, we always said that we'd never go Alliance. So shout out to those guys and to everybody with AIE and CTR. You guys rock. If it wasn't for the community, none of us would have jobs that we don't get paid for. So just saying.
Stop. Your officers don't get paid?
We
They
get
probably
paid
get-
in love and affect. No, okay.
They probably get paid 2 or 3 times what CTR officers get paid.
So I have to tell you guys this story real quick because these people in the AIE are a little crazy. None of the other officers get paid. Apparently, I do somehow. So they started a joke in AIE a few years back when they started getting the left shark pets from your garrison missions.
Yes.
And somebody, one of my friends, decided it would be awesome and hilarious to tell everybody in the guild to send their left sharks to Psy.
Yeah, we
I
did that to
started getting
somebody.
them in the mail, and then people started buying them on the auction house and sending them to me in the mail. I had one guildie who sent me so many, he bought my bank alt a guild bank tab to store them all in, and it has continued for many years now. It is still a meme in guild chat. Everybody still talks about it. I still get them in the mail. And the last time I checked, about 2 or 3 weeks ago, I had about 450 left sharks sitting in a guild bank.
OMG.
So everybody that joins the guild, everybody else in guild chat now pipes up and says, "Oh yeah, your payment for joining the guild, send Sai a left shark." And yeah, so I get them all the time. And then we have another officer, Gusty, who does a lot of pet giveaways. And so she wraps them in the wrapping paper, and then she throws left sharks in there. And then she tells them that if they get a left shark, it's like a booby prize, and that they give the left shark to me, and she gives them 100 gold in replace of the left shark.
I love
So yeah, I don't know, but I'm sitting on left sharks here and there and everywhere, and I don't even know where to begin to get rid of.
We have a similar left shark meme in our guild, to be
Yeah.
very honest.
We did that to somebody.
I even had a raider, a guild member, email me through Discord asking me what my address was, and then he got a leather patch of the left shark from the Katy Perry video and then actually mailed it to me. So now I have a physical left shark at my house. So yeah, apparently AIE pays their officers in left sharks. I don't know.
At least one of them.
At least one of us.
Well, if any of our esteemed audience members or anyone else out there in the world needed to send a left shark to you, how would they be able to track you down on the internet?
I am on Twitter at Syreyne AIE. You can find me in Discord, usually also Syreyne of some way, shape, or form. It's also my battle tag and gamer tag for Overwatch, and usually one of my characters is named Syreyne in some game or another, whether it's WoW or Star Wars or WoW Classic, all that fun stuff. So basically type in Syreyne, you can pretty much find me somewhere.
Perfect. Sal, why
Just
are you
so you know.
gasping?
I think it's the link she posted
I just posted a link in the chat room.
in the chat room. Oh my gosh, it is an actual princess hat and not a crown. Oh, wow, that is
I
so
thought it was
cute.
a tiara. This is great.
Okay,
Telling Ryan
now I want one of those.
just
Wow.
sent me a picture of the pretty princess hat. It's one of those cone hats
With
for
the
princesses.
little veil-y thing on it. Oh my gosh, that is so
Nothing beats this. I don't know. Oh my gosh. I don't know. I don't even know what to do. I'm verklempt.
I want to know where he got it. What boss or whatever dropped it that he was doing? Because now I want to go kill that boss.
I have to assume it's the same one. There's like an ogre
Oh,
looking boss at the
that
very
the rare in the world. Is
yeah.
that the one? Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
so it's a rare boss. If you go to like where the cave is for the bees, basically you have to unlock the cave bees before you do anything. Otherwise, you're just ruining whatever. It's just to the north of that, and oh, Tellenroyd got it in a node. He didn't get it from a boss. I'm dying now. Now I just want to farm nodes.
Right?
I, uh, and I need like several different bee pets so I can have all the hats.
As we get distracted by.
So,
But anyway.
thank you.
So yeah, thank
Very
you for
much.
having me on. Now you guys know a little bit more about me than you probably thought to ask, but it happens.
Absolute pleasure to have on. We love our friends in AIE. Oh, by the way, what does AIE stand for?
I'm gonna slaughter this because I do not pronounce stuff correctly ever. But it's Alea Iacta Est. The die is cast. Latin.
The die is cast.
So all of our co-guilds have a different name after it. So we have like Verendus and Fortuna, stuff like that. And then we have our Alliance guild has the same setup. And then we have the original guild name in Classic without the Latin on it. So I mean not without the Latin, but without the extra word on it. So we kind of went back old school with you. But
Nice.
yeah. So that's what AI is for.
Well, thank you so very, very much for coming. And we will
I'm gonna
be
get yelled
announcing-
at later if I pronounce that wrong. By the way, so somebody's gonna yell at me for that.
You know, I think everything is going to be fine. I hope. But
What's the worst they do? They fire me. I
they
mean,
fire you. They stop giving you the left sharks. So
they probably
will
send me
be
more.
publishing loudly our schedule, both online and IRL events for BlizzCon, and I can't wait for everyone to join us for both. And I'm so happy that you and your crew are joining us as well.
Yeah, I'm happy too. I'm glad we're all getting together. I think it's gonna be epic, and I think it's gonna be a great time for everybody.
Wonderful.
Thanks for having me. Bye.
Bye.
Bye, guys.
Okay, here's the funny part. So we probably didn't tell her that she was supposed to hang up on us.
Scene's not set up correctly, so we're looking at a big face of tea, and you're gonna do the guild haps and the raid report and all that.
That
All right.
is
Here we
awesome.
go. I'll fix it in the meantime.
That's fine. Okay, so Turarts might not be here, but she, like we said before, is in our hearts. Because you'll be in our hearts. But she let us know that this CTR 7-year anniversary is only 4 months away. Honestly, Turarts, thinks of things in two ways. On the way to the anniversary and after the anniversary. Any ideas for activities to celebrate or donations can be mailed in-game to Turarts. Make sure you snag the CTR guild rank in Discord. This will help us ping you when we are doing events. That is correct. I do quite like having that guild rank in Discord. Next, with Classic, we are still waiting before we know what events will look like. The United Federation of Guilds Discord is quite active with people looking for group. That's awesome. Make sure to check it out. Now, Turarts says, for her actual committee within the CTR Guild, she says, I am looking for a few event planners to round out my team. If you are interested, email ctrguildevents at gmail.com. That's ctrguildevents at gmail.com. And that's events with an S. Okay, now the next thing is the raid report. Eshelon went ahead and sent this to us. And, we're towards the end of the tier. We don't have all 70 raid teams, going on, but here we go. The Rubber Chicken Coalition has downed Behemoth on Heroic. Fallen Knights, the Heroic Harbinger. The Salad Senate got down Heroic Harbinger. And Threat Level Midnight also took down Harbinger on Heroic. Now, here's the deal. For the AOTC, Queen Ashara on Heroic has now been conquered by the Hyjal Volunteered Fire Department, Team Resolve, and Hump Day Heroes. That is your raid report for the CTR Guild raid. Raid teams. Thank you so much, Eshelon, for letting us know that information. We love it. Everything's awesome. Now, before we head out of here, Barf,
Yep.
I would love to know, do you have any shout-outs for anyone?
Yeah, I want to give a big shout out to, just everybody.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You seem like you're very thankful for all the people in your life.
Yeah, everybody's
right now.
cool, and I appreciate it.
I'm gonna shout out to Turarts, who could not be here with us this evening. You know what? We all see on Twitter, and I wish I knew what it was like to be a parent. I don't. No, I don't. I don't wish I knew that. But that's okay. I'm living my life vicariously through you. And also, it is almost her birthday, and she was all emo on Twitter about turning the ripe old age of 30. To me, I'm just like, honey.
You said it correctly in the tweet. I agree with you 100%. I'm still relatively fresh into my 30s, but I will say, way better than my 20s.
Right?
Wildly better. Wildly better. Like,
yes.
I wouldn't even hang out with me from 10 years ago. Definitely not on purpose.
Yes. If anyone else is listening to this and you agree with us that 30s are better than your 20s, go ahead and tweet Turarts to let her know, because she's like, I'm just coming to terms with the fact that I'm getting older. And I'm like, you know what? That sounds like a really 20s thing to say.
Yeah.
I've really been thinking about it, and like, there's some deconstruction going on, man. Yeah, put away your Nietzsche books. Everything is fine. Turning 30 is the best. I promise.
The actual best.
The actual best.
For real.
Okay. Hey, Barf, why don't you bring it on home for the show?
Absolutely. That is going to wrap us up for tonight, ladies and gentlemen. I would like to thank Navox and Geek Chic Lisa for our theme music. You can find us on Twitter at converted_CTR. Turarts is at Turarts. Sal is at Summer_Sal. Esh, who also unfortunately couldn't be here with us today to deliver the raid report, but that's all right, we still love him, is at Eshelon. And I am at a bonus level. Sal, when is the next episode?
Our next episode is October 21st, and it will be the very last episode before BlizzCon. Very, very happy for that. This is Barf. I had a lot of fun tonight.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah, this was great. Syreyne was great. Everyone's just like, 8.3 has been announced. Everyone's like so hyped about WoW right now that it's way easier to do a podcast today than it was yesterday. I'll tell you that right now.
Yeah, for real.
Speaking as someone who did a podcast yesterday, I can tell you that for real. So
Well, it's time to say goodbye, everybody. For T and for Eshelon, for Sal,
See you next 2 weeks from now.
and for myself. We'll see you next time, everybody.
You can follow the show on Twitter at converted_CTR. Subscribe to our YouTube channel, Converted Podcast. And find us on our Twitch channel, Converted Podcast. And join us live every other Monday at 9 p.m. Eastern.
This podcast is a part of the Signals Media All-Star Network. For more information on this and other fine shows, go to signalsmedia.com. It's okay to stick our stuff in your ears. Really?
Syreyne was making fun of my face, but it was because I didn't put in the show notes what the date. I'm like, what's 2 weeks from today? As if I couldn't just add 14.
Yeah, you can. You just add 14.
Yeah. That was fun. That was fun. And then the next show will be all about BlizzCon because we will know more about it. We should, even though it's going to be all about BlizzCon, we should still just have a guest. IMO. It could be someone from it could be someone else from that 14 days from now. I don't know what DK. I mean, it could be Mew, it could be Ash, it could be anyone, really. Someone that's involved in BlizzCon stuff. I was thinking the same thing, Syreyne, except Mewcow, we've had him on before. It's hard because of his schedule. He seems to be very respectful to his spouse when it comes to the kids. Which is amazing. And also he is on Tokyo time with his like actual just regular schedule. Like that's take it from someone who works with people in Tokyo. It's literally 12 hours difference. It's hard. But Mewcow is equally in CTR. The late night for it's like late night, except he's just not 100% available at exactly the time where we would need him for the show, because that's his family time. And then is that going to be a prediction show? Says CTRraids. I mean, probably some, but we'll also have more solidified plans.
I feel like the last time I made a BlizzCon prediction, my prediction was that they were going to get rid of the factions, and then they introduced Battle for Azeroth. So I probably shouldn't make a prediction this time because they might like close WoW. I was so incredibly wrong last time.
What is the picture on the wall behind me? Okay, so my roommate, who doesn't often live here, I don't see her that often, to be honest, but she owns this apartment. She had like a high school friend who painted a few things for her. Let's see if we can see that. I don't know if we can get it in Twitch or not.
Yeah, it looks good.
Oh, yeah, totally. Yeah. So it's kind of a drow elf.
I'm wondering how she got the human skulls to be that much smaller than her own head. Is she that much bigger?
I don't totally know, but it's interesting because her siblings are... Sorry, my roommate's siblings are friends of mine. That's how I know her. And when they come here, they go, "Oh, hey, cool," and they like say the name of the person who made this because it was obviously this person that they knew. I guess. I mean, it says O2 on it. Like, it was someone from her college or whatever. But there was another crazy painting there. But when I moved in, my roommate put that one up because she's like, "You're into D&D, and this is an elf, and you'll like it." And I said, "You're right." So that's what it is. Also on my wall, as you can't see, I'm gonna do like this. That is a painting by my friend, who's an actual real life artist who like really gets paid to do art, like for real. And also he lent me another piece over there. Yes, and it's amazing, and I love it.
That's awesome.
Goes up on Twitch. So, and all these people are related. So I have like the weirdest kind of hookup in like where I live. So my friends whom I play D&D with had a sister that owns an apartment in Williamsburg. She needed a place. Here's the funny thing. She was renting this apartment out to her friend, who just happens to be a movie star that all of you have heard of. Yeah. So before I was here, because this particular person was working in New York for a particular job that you've all heard of, and was here like on and off for a few years because of it. And so a lot of her stuff was here, and it was like, "Oh, I'm eating this actress's butter." I don't know. And drinking out of her mason jars. I don't know.
Sal's talking about actress butter.
Sounds bad. It's like the Earth Balance tub, you know, the vegan butter stuff. Butter.
Actress butter.
So, yeah. Anyway, she moved out. Hey, listen, CTRraids, for real. I got a place. Count my blessings. In New York City, that is a hugely important thing to be able to get a place. So I totally got the hookup here because it was my friend's sister. Definitely got the hookup. No pressure to give him margarine. I know. That was, and that's my story of how I got an apartment in Williamsburg in city. Barry Kitty, you are not wrong. Getting somewhere, figuring out somewhere to live is like the #1 biggest pain in the butt. That is, this living in New York is living life in hard mode. I promise.
Yeah, man, straight up truth.
It is, and I could like move back to like my hometown. I can go to like, I can move anywhere where I wanted to. Okay. I can work from wherever I want. But I was considering going back to Dallas, in the area that I grew up in. And with my salary, I can get something nice in Dallas. Sorry, no, not with my salary. With what I pay in rent for this place, I could live in a doorman building in downtown Dallas. I absolutely could. But
it's
instead,
New York prices, man, I'm telling you.
And it's funny. So what the idea is, if you live in New York, whatever you make in a month, you take, like most people get, like, you know, you get paid over 2 weeks, so you get one paycheck and the second paycheck. The take home of that one paycheck is your rent, all of it. Like literally half of what you take home is meant to be your rent. Yeah, and that is normal.
3 hours to Chicago. I drove 3 hours away from Chicago on Friday. If you're like outside Indianapolis, we were a stone's throw from each other on Friday, Saturday, and Sunday.
What are you doing in Chicago?
I wasn't
Am
actually in Chicago for longer than it took to get off the airplane. Silver's sister lives in whichever state Indianapolis is in. It's Indiana?
Illinois.
No.
Indianapolis. Indiana. Indianapolis. That's where my grandmother is.
Yeah, we drove out there for like a family weekend thing with her mom and sister and brother-in-law and everybody. It was cool. It was nice.
Nice.
And I was like right down the street from Syreyne, apparently. Dude, we should have hung out. Would have been cool.
Yeah, Frog Spout. London would be the same way. Dave DeHunter, listen. No one is a better Pokemon Go friend than Dave DeHunter. So I'm back into Pokemon Go.
That's not the game. That's not the game. This is the game. Let me show you the game.
What is the game? I got a new phone, so I can play whatever I want. I have all the batteries. I'm looking at a mirror image.
That's right, because I mirror it because of Twitch reasons. You got to play the Mario Karts.
Oh, that's right.
Oh, dude, you got to play the Mario Karts. They're so good. The only problem with it is like I